It's a daily routine for Egypt's bakeries. With a population of more than 80 million, the demand for daily bread is high. It has made Egypt the world's largest importer of wheat. Each year, Egypt imports nearly 8 to 9 million tons of wheat. Nearly 60% of that comes from Russia alone. In the wake of a ban by the Russian government on wheat exports, Egypt will have to import an additional 60,000 tons a month to make up for the shortfall. It could lead to a diplomatic fallout. The Egyptian Minister of Trade summoned a Russian envoy in Cairo to express concern over the non-delivery of 500,000 tons of Russian wheat ordered before the ban on exports was announced. But in a bid to avert a wider crisis, the Russian government announced it was considering forming a joint committee with Egypt to explore possible short-term solutions. The Egyptian government, however, says there won't be a short-term crisis. A statement released by the Minister of Trade said, quote, "The Egyptian government has a strategic supply of wheat that can last up to 4 months." It also added that Egypt has already bought nearly 240,000 tons of wheat from France to make up for the immediate shortfall. While the government insists that the cost of the Russian wheat crisis won't be passed on to Egyptian consumers, people on the streets of Egypt aren't convinced.
Of course it's a problem for us. We import our wheat from Russia, so if there's a drought, then we will be affected.
Prices will rise. There won't be any exports. Russia's crops have been burned. They're ruined.
Rather than boost its own domestic wheat production, the Egyptian government continues to subsidize foreign imports for domestic consumption, making it much more vulnerable to global prices and supply fluctuations. It is an underlying problem, and in the past, the slightest increase in food prices or a reduction in government subsidies has triggered street protests.
The subsidy is the main factor which is affecting the amount of wheat that Egypt is importing, which is continuing the system will always make Egypt dependent on wheat.
But for now, the cost of importing wheat may be less expensive than trying to change Egypt's welfare state. Ayman Mohyeldin, Al Jazeera, Cairo.